Hello, my friends. I am coming to you today to answer one more question. And this is a great question. And thanks, Samantha, for sending it in. Why is it so bloody hard to lose weight? I know, right? It is so easy to put on weight, but to actually lose weight, it's so challenging and so hard. And there's a couple of different reasons. It's not just a one answer, not like one answer here. Like there's many different facets to this. But one of the reasons is your body loves where it's at. It loves what you're doing. It loves what it's eating. It loves how it's feeling, all of that stuff. However, you might not like how it feels. Now, if you have aches and pains, that's a sign that it's your body's not happy. If you are bloated after eating, that's a sign that you might even have an allergy to food. Bloating is a sign that your digestion isn't working properly. What if you can't fit into your clothes or you've just got too much weight on you? It's because there's a number of different things that are not working for you that you're actually just on autopilot. And that's just it. You are on autopilot. You're going through your day, eating what you normally eat, waking up when you normally wake up, doing all your little activities throughout your day that has gotten to where you are today. You are stuck. You're stuck, and your body likes it because there's no process. You don't have to think about anything. So to make a change, you have to wake up your brain. You have to wake up your heart and you have to wake up your gut. You got to connect all those things. And that sounds like a lot of work, but you know what? You're worth it. But it's actually not as hard as it sounds, right? So, one of the first things that I'd like to do is to help you getting unstuck is getting your digestion working, the intestines and the stomach and all that wonderful stuff, because that's where all your cravings come from. It's not from your brain, actually. In fact, the signal goes from your gut to your brain to tell you that it wants more sugar or that it wants more salt and it wants more candies and it wants more carbs and it wants more chocolate and wants more of this, wants more of that. Blah! All of that comes from your intestines because it's used to it, because it likes it, and it's used to what you are doing. So if you want to make a change, you just have to change what you're doing. But to change everything is overwhelming and it's just too much. And think about it for a second. If you just were to change everything, it's like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I wouldn't do it either. And that's the other part of this. Most people start slashing calories and start cutting things out. It's just too hard on the system. It's just too much of a shock. Do you need to shock your system? Yes, but you don't have to do it in such an aggressive way. You can do it the right way. You can start feeding it more. You can start giving it more antioxidants. You can start focusing on getting your digestion working and feeling better. Because if you're feeling better and you're sleeping better and you're getting yourself more hydrated and you're getting yourself out and about, then all these little things start to fall into place while you're enjoying yourself, believe it or not. And it gets easier, right? So making a plan to make some changes in your life is critical, right? Making a plan to strategize what's going on and to get a baseline to where you're at. When we have a baseline and we start slowly making changes, we have that beautiful thing called reflection. We have time to go back and take a look to see what we're doing. Did that work for me? Well, I don't think it did. So let me see if I can change it. But if you don't make a note of what it is that you're working on, you're not going to be able to make a change down the road. It's guesswork. Nobody wants to guess to being healthy. Nobody wants to guess to doing the right thing. You just want to know you're doing the right thing. You make some changes and some alterations. The other thing is we don't give it long enough. We think 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, it's long enough. It's not. This isn't about a short term fix, about making changes to your lifestyle. This is finding a lifestyle, and that's just it, a lifestyle. It's a beautiful long time, right? Finding something that you're enjoying and making changes to it. It doesn't have to be the same thing all the time. It's just making changes, right? And then that didn't work. Okay, there's another opportunity. There's so many wonderful things out here we can try. But we need to wake up our brains and we need to make an effort to pay attention to what it is we're doing. We've learned to put in our mouths. This is just habit. We've learned to sleep in. We learned to grab a cup of coffee in the morning. All of that's just habits that you've taught yourself that may not serve you anymore, right? And the best part of all of it is you do not have to be alone in your journey. Find like-minded people that are in this together. So when something is challenging for you, someone else can help you and support you. And if you're doing this together with a buddy, you guys can keep going along through this and supporting each other, motivating each other, and keep each other going because it's not fun when you're making changes because you have to think about it. But if you're enjoying yourself together, it just becomes easier and easier and easier. So when you start making micro movements, micro habit changes, that's what I like to focus on, is those micro habit changes. You still have to eat during the day. Just why don't we find foods that you like to eat? And why don't we find foods that are yummy to eat, that you know you're going to eat? And then those foods give you energy. And along the side, you're losing weight at the same time. Like, boom, game changer, right? Why not? Why can't we do that for ourselves? Yeah, and so it's like finding you're stuck is the number one thing we need to change. You need to make some changes, but you don't have to do it all at the same time. Slow consistency, perseverance really does work, but making it fun for yourself. You know, keeping track of what it is that you're doing so you have the ability to go back and make changes along the way. And if something doesn't work for you, you can then pivot. Pivoting is a beautiful thing. We do it all the time. Change is such an awesome thing to have happen in our lives because it's constantly ongoing, right? And looking at this venture and this journey as a learning experience, you need to become the CEO of your health. You need to become the boss of you and what's best for you. I want to empower you to be the best version of yourself you possibly can. Weight loss is going to happen. I guarantee it. It happens as long as you start taking care of yourself, right? Making yourself the priority and having fun along the way and having fun with your friends and bringing a community together and doing it all together because it's just easier that way. So I hope this answers your question. Why is losing weight so challenging? Because we're stuck in where we are, right? And we need to make some changes. And people don't like change, but that's just what goes on all the time. Change is happening around us all the time. Just find something that you're going to start to enjoy doing and make micro changes. You know, maybe today when you're having your lunch, instead of sitting down and eating right away, why don't you give yourself a 10 or 15-minute walk? Then have something to eat. I challenge you to do that for yourself today. All right, I hope that answers your question. I love getting more questions, so please just send me anything through Facebook and we will connect, or I will just keep talking to myself on here. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and take care. Bye.